I hereby call the meeting of the Brockton City Council for Monday, February 26, 2024, 7 p.m. to order. Please stand and join me in saluting our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilors, please, if you can remain standing for a moment. Last Friday, our city lost a true Brockton champion, Tony Zoli, our longtime serving city clerk. Tony was a Brockton High School graduate, he was an Army veteran and a business owner, and he served the city of Brockton as the city clerk for over 30 years. Until his recent retirement a few years ago, Tony Zoli was the first contact us councilors had when we were first elected. He knew his job, he knew the process, and he loved the city, its history, and its politics. I know I will truly miss our long talks and listening to his stories about the history of Brockton and City Hall. So I just want to send out our deepest condolences on behalf of my colleagues and myself to his family, to his wife Barbara and his sons and the Zoli family. His visiting hours are going to be at Conley Funeral Home this Wednesday, February 28th from 4 to 8 p.m. and the funeral is Thursday, February 29th at 9:30 a.m. at St. Edith's Tyne. At this time, I would just like to ask to take a moment of silence for him. May he rest in peace.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, councilors. Councilor Nicastro, did you want to say a word?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say a few things about Mr. Zoli, who was my constituent. He was a longtime resident of Ward 4. He was the youngest of 9 children born to parents who immigrated from Italy to Brockton. He was, of course, predeceased by his parents and all of his siblings. He was 89 years old at the time of his death. And he was very proud of being an Italian American. In fact, the ringtone on his cell phone was the theme from The Godfather. And I thought that was really sweet. He loved politics. He enjoyed running political campaigns. He even served as an aide to State Senator Michael Creedon. When he left the State House and Mr. Creedon, he became clerk of the city in 1992. He told me he did so with the understanding that he would only serve for 3 years. Well, as we know, instead he served for nearly 30 years. And he was a trailblazer as a city clerk. He began the arduous task of computerizing the city's official records, and he was also active in the State Association of Municipal Clerks. But you know, Mr. Zoli was not a person who was interested in praise or accolades. He preferred to be in the background at official events, and also when some gathered socially, perhaps after a council meeting, he enjoyed a good martini. I was proud to call him my friend. When I was first elected, he took the time to explain the council to me, Robert's Rules of Procedure, and after his retirement, he kept in touch with me, sharing campaign advice. I found him to be an astute judge of character and very interesting to speak with, and I will miss him. Thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor. This evening, Council President Rodriguez is away, and that is the reason I am presiding over this meeting. With that, Mr. Clerk.
Item number 1, we have the acceptance of the minutes of the February 12, 2024 City Council meeting.
Accepted and placed on file.
Item number 2, we have a hearing. Petition of National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc. to install one JO pole on East Ashland Street, beginning at a point approximately 30 feet northeast of the center line of the intersection of Gerald Avenue. Install 50-foot class H1 pole between P71 and P72 East Ashland Street. This pole will be located on town property on the northeast side of East Ashland Street. The pole will be labeled 71-50.
Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor? Please come forward and state your name to the clerk, sir.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Jamous. I'm here on behalf of National Grid. And the reason we are installing this midspan is so we can put up a recloser. Just basically what a recloser does is just detects faults in the grid, and it will automatically turn off, resulting in not more faults occurring like throughout the grid.
Got it?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else here in favor that would like to come forward and state their name to the clerk? Seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Is there anyone here in opposition? If so, please come forward and state your name to the clerk. Seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Councilors, do you have questions for National Grid? No? Councilor Thompson.
Thank you, Madam President. Just one quick question. When's the expected installation date of this pole? And will you have a detail present to direct traffic?
I don't have an exact date on here, but usually we do design these plans months out just in case it takes, time to get the permit or petition approved. So I would say it was designed on the 12th of December, 2023, so maybe in like a month or so, but I don't have an exact date for you guys, I'm sorry.
Okay, and it's the practice of National Grid to have a detail present when
Yes.
these poles are being installed?
Yep,
Okay.
always, especially if it's a busy road.
Right. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other questions, Counselors? No? Seeing none, question comes on a granting by a hand vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? The petition is granted. Thank you. Mr. Clerk, number
Item 3, we have the petition of National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc. to install one JO pole on Hovenden Avenue, beginning at a point approximately 246 feet northeast of the center line of the intersection of Belcher Street. Install 55-foot Class H1 pole between pole 28 and pole 29 Hovenden Avenue. The pole will be located on city property on the north side of Hovenden Ave. The pole will be labeled 28-50.
Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor? Please come forward and state your name for the clerk.
Hi, so I'm Mohammed Jamous, and I'm here in favor of National Grid. Just, same thing. We need another recloser. The reason we're putting up multiple is just because it doesn't cover like a massive area, it covers a small area, so we need multiple in order to cover a full area that they're trying to protect.
Is there anyone else here in favor? Seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Is there anyone here in opposition? If so, please come forward and state your name to the clerk. Seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Councilors, any question? Councilor Lally?
Thank you, Madam President. Just one question. So basically, a recloser prevents a blackout from getting larger? So it limits the amount of people who lose power?
Exactly, yes. So turn off that small section that it's covering, will lose power, while the others still have power.
Okay, so it'll prevent, they're going to lose power no matter what. It'll
Yep.
prevent
And
the
then it'll
power
just-
outage from growing.
Exactly, yep.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Counselor. Okay. Question comes on granting by a hand vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? The petition is granted.
Item number 4, we have the petition of National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc. to install one JO pole on Hovenden Avenue, beginning at a point approximately 182 feet south of the center line of the intersection of Kevin Road. Install 50-foot Class H1 pole between pole 47 and pole 48 Hovenden Avenue. The pole will be located on city property on the south side of Hovenden Ave. The pole will be labeled 47-50.
Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor? Please come forward and state your name to the clerk.
My name is Mohammed Jamous, and yeah, I just need another recloser in this area as well, just to cover the surrounding area.
Is there anyone else here in favor? Seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Is there anyone here in opposition? Seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Counselor Lally, is this yours?
This is, but my question was answered.
Okay.
Thank you, Madam President.
Seeing no further questions, my goodness. The question comes on granting by a hand vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? The petition is granted. Thank you.
Item number 5, we have the petition of National Grid and Verizon New England, Inc. to install one JO pole on Plain Street, beginning at a point approximately 120 feet southeast of the center line of the intersection of Cushing Road and Plain Street. Install new pole P58-50 at approximately 42 degrees 3 minutes 6.5 seconds north, 70 degrees 35.9 west.
Time having arrived, I declare this hearing open. Is there anyone here in favor? Please come forward and state your name.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Jamous. And again, we just need another recloser in this area as well, just to cover this vicinity.
Okay. Is there anyone else here in favor? Seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Is there anyone here in opposition? Please come forward and state your name to the clerk.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Robert Jordan, 555 Plain Street. Just curious, is it one pole or 5 poles? And is there any,
It's just one pole.
okay.
One
and
new pole going
do you
in.
have
You want
any
to just
idea
come to the podium, please, and answer the question?
Yeah, it's
Could you
just
tell me where it is?
one new pole going in between houses. So you said you were at 555?
Yeah.
So actually, you wouldn't
Here's
be
Cushing.
affected. Yep, so it's going right here in between these two
Okay.
poles.
Fine. Just didn't know where it was going.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All set, sir?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anyone else here in opposition? Please come forward and state your name to the clerk. Seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Councilor Castro?
Thank you. This is located in Ward 4, and I just want to make sure the Jordans are satisfied. It will not impact your property? Correct. Okay, thank you. And Mohammed, as we discussed earlier, there will be a detail. Plain Street is a very busy street.
Yep.
And when do you expect the work to be performed? What are you thinking?
Don't have exact dates on these pieces of paper. I wasn't the one who designed these. I could figure out that date for you guys. Is there anyone I could email in order
Yes,
to
you can,
get those
we'll
dates?
get you the information to the clerk's office.
Awesome.
If you get the information to the clerk's office, I'm sure they can get them to the counselors.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
Madam
set,
President.
Counselor? With no further questions, the question comes on granting by a hand vote. All those in favor?
All of them?
Yeah.
All those opposed? The petition is granted. Item number 6, Mr.
Item 6, we have a communication from the police chief requesting authorization to expend grant monies related to the fiscal year 2023 Edwin Byrne Memorial Justice Grant, JAG, from the U.S. Office of Justice Programs in the amount of $76,181.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the BPD grant writer relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the mayor in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that City Council authorize a transfer of $2,500 from City Council part-time salaries to City Council personal services overtime in order to cover unanticipated expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
We have a communication from the mayor in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that City Council authorize a transfer of $5,200 from City Clerk temporary seasonal, $1,200, from City Clerk out of grade, $4,000, to City Clerk's personal services overtime, $5,200, in order to cover unanticipated expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the mayor in accordance with the general laws of Massachusetts, Chapter 44, recommending that the City Council authorize a transfer of $450,000 from Stormwater Certified Retained Earnings, $450,000, to Stormwater Personal Services Non-Overtime, $226,251, to Stormwater Purchase of Services, $223,434, from Stormwater Goods and Supplies, $315, in order to cover unanticipated expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the Fire Chief informing the City Council that the Brockton Fire Department has been awarded a fiscal year 2024 firefighting safety equipment grant program in the amount of $30,447.62 from the Commonwealth of Mass Department of Fire Services. This is a non-matching grant with no cost to the city. Brockton Fire Department is requesting acceptance and expenditure of $30,447.62. This will cover the cost of 4 sets of gear for our newest recruits and partial cost of a secondary set of gear for the 16 recruits hired last year.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the mayor recommending the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Communication from the CFO relative to the same.
Accepted and placed on file.
Unfinished business, we have ordered in compliance with the provisions of the election laws. Notice is hereby given that the presidential primary will be held on Tuesday, March 4th, 2024, in the following designated polling places as attached. The polls will be open at 7 a.m. and will be closed at 8 p.m. Said voters will then, in their respective polling places, give in their votes, each on one piece of paper, to the warden for the election of candidates for the following named offices: presidential preference, state committeeman, state committeewoman, and ward committees. In City Council, January 12, 2024, read and referred to the Standing Committee on Finance. That report was favorable.
The question is on adoption by a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Azak.
Yes.
Durancourt.
Yes.
Barwell.
Yes.
Griffin.
Yes.
Lally.
Yes.
Minicello.
Yes.
Nicastro.
Yes.
Tavares.
Yes.
Texera.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
10 in the affirmative.
The order is adopted.
Item 20, ordered that the following name sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows: an appropriation of $76,181. These funds will be used for the purchase of departmental equipment from the United States Department of Justice, $76,181, to the Brockton Police Department, $76,181.
Refer to finance.
Ordered that the following name sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows: transfer of $2,500 from City Council part-time salaries to City Council personal services overtime in order to cover unanticipated expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Refer to finance.
Ordered that the following name sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows: transfer of $5,200 from City Clerk temporary seasonal, $1,200, from City Clerk out of grade, $4,000, to City Clerk personal services overtime, $5,200, in order to cover unanticipated expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Refer to finance.
Ordered that the following name sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows: transfer of $450,000 from Stormwater Certified Retained Earnings, $450,000, to Stormwater Personal Services Non-Overtime, $226,251, to Stormwater Purchase of Service, $223,434, to Stormwater Goods and Supplies, $315, in order to cover unanticipated expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Refer to finance.
Ordered that the following name sum be and the same is hereby transferred as the same was submitted by the mayor as follows: appropriation of $30,447.62 from Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Fire Services to the Fire Department. This is a non-matching grant with no cost to the city. The funds will be used for the purchase of 4 sets of gear for the newest recruits and partially cover the cost of secondary set of gear for the 16 recruits hired last year.
Refer to finance.
And that's all I have.
That concludes our agenda. Any councilors' recognition? Seeing none, well, I would like to just take a moment and congratulate Councilor Farwell on the newest granddaughter, Hannah Patricia Joyce. Welcome to the world, and congratulations, Councilor Minicello, did you need a moment?
Yes, I wanted to just say something about the Animal Control Department.
Okay, so we just need to rise at City Council.
I had the opportunity to witness the other day the Animal Control Department over on the corner of Belmont Avenue and West Elm Street. They were called there to take care of a fairly large dog that was acting a little bit peculiar. And when they got there, they really approached the dog in such a professional and humane way. They took their time. They realized that the dog had an injured leg, and they also identified the dog as being missing from Stoughton. So they do their research. They really do take time to sort of analyze the situation and figure things out. It was just very impressive to watch the two officers. First, one officer arrived and was doing what he could do. The other officer came, and again, I don't know nothing about protocol, but you could tell that they coordinated with each other. They did not want to startle or upset the dog. It was just really amazing to watch. I'd never seen something like that before, and it was just so professional, and I was just very impressed, and I think our animal control department doesn't get much credit, and I just wanted to tell our community that they do a heck of a job, and in this instance it was really impressive to watch, and it was nice to see that they took good care of this rather large mix of it seemed like it was a mix of a pit bull, terrier, it was a good-sized dog, but it definitely had that pit bull look to it. And people are nervous about pit bulls, so I just was very impressed. That's all, and wanted to give them some kudos.
Thank you, Counselor. They definitely do need deserve the recognition. They do a lot of, we have a lot of animals that need to be tamed, and a lot of wild animals in a city like ours. No further business before us. This meeting is adjourned.